Hey everyone, it's Anna here at Dee's bringing you another gorgeous neutral fall swag kit. The last two have sold out. The first one is coming back, so stay tuned. That merchandise is coming back in. The second one's totally sold out, so we thought we'd come up with a third one for you. This one's really pretty, and I'm going to use the magnolia base here, wreath. It's about 24 inches when it's fluffed. It's on an 18-inch frame though. You can see it's got the pretty grapevine in the back. Love this one because it's got kind of like a harvest color leaf to it. I used another one in the last video, but it was quite a bit larger. This is great for a standard size door. You could even use this one all through January because it just has kind of like a nice ashy gray look to it. So if you do grays, your front door is a black or a neutral color, it's just really pretty all on its own. But I'm gonna make the neutral swag and I'm gonna twist it onto there and it's gonna look really nice and add just another texture to the magnolia. So again, the swag kit will come with everything you need to make the swag if you're going to put it on the lantern or the wreath. The wreath will be sold separately online, so you'll want to grab that too if you like the look of this one. So today's swag kit, I chose one of my favorite stems. It's got that kind of papery grass look I like to it, but it's done in like almost a light citron-y lemongrass green, and I love that color. It just kind of pops for fall, but again, it's got a mix. So you've got some berries, you've actually got a little bit of cotton. If cotton isn't your thing, there's not a lot on there. You could just easily chop it off, but I'm going to leave it today just because I like the added color, that kind of ivory. And then I'm going to pair it with this beautiful bleached eucalyptus. Love this. Eucalyptus is so popular right now. We did it a lot in last year's fall and Christmas. We're going to have a ton of it in this year's fall and Christmas. And I like this one because it almost has this aqua kind of green berry with it, and it just really does pop on there. So what I'm going to do is make my swag first and then twist it onto here. I'm going to move this out of the way. All right, since both of these stems, normally with a swag kit, you have a shorter one and then a longer one, but these are both tall. So I'm going to work with the eucalyptus first. I'm going to chop off the bottom and then I'm going to move stuff around quite a bit before I add the other one on top. So with this one, it's going to be quite a bit bigger of a swag. I'm going to take this bottom branch, you can see it's separate here. I'm going to bend it kind of up right where the leaves start. Not down like here, because then it will be way too long. Bend it more up where the leaves start and just do a very sharp bend on that. Now you can fluff out all those top branches. They're all wired, so they're going to give you the look. You can even kind of curve it around. As you can see, this one is going to fill in so nicely on this wreath and kind of add it all over. And then you're ready to fluff the bottom too. I'm going to fluff it. And as you can see where I've bent that, it's going to come up a little bit, but when you tie that other stem on there in the wire, it'll hold it. But it fills in this wreath really nicely. The other thing I love about this is I have a lantern right here next to me. I know a lot of you buy these for lanterns, but as you can see, the way that I've bent that, it makes a really nice look for a lantern. It is a little bit bigger than some of the other swags we do, but it's nice and full and it's light and airy too, so it's not too heavy for a lantern as well. I'm gonna set this off to the side, chop my tag and my stem off of this guy. Same kind of thing. I'm going to fluff a little bit down. You can see this branch is already kind of lower, so I'm just going to not do too much work. I'm just going to let that one be the low branch. And again, it's all wired. Just fluff it out. Super easy to do. Now I'm going to lay it right on top of the other one like usual. And then mix them a little bit together. Bring some of the euc forward. I did put the euc in the back, but it's nice because both these stems have like a nice light airiness to them. So it's easy to fluff them. But look how pretty they look together and how great they're gonna look on there. Okay, now I'm ready to do my ribbon. I chose two neutrals for this one. I did a beige ivory stripe. This is a really nice thick designer ribbon. Very pretty, it's 2.5 inches. I'm gonna do a couple loops of this first. So I'm going to leave a tail going upwards. It works well on the wreath, also on the lantern too. So if you see that tail's going to be the one that goes up. I'm just going to make a couple bigger loops. And if I ever make my bow too fast for you, I'm making this like any of the other floral swag kits. And if you go to YouTube, there's ones where I've slowed it down quite a bit, especially like the first neutral fall swag for this season. If you want to watch it a little bit slower, I just slowed it down. This one, I'm just kind of showing you product, giving you a new neutral swag to look at if you want to make it for fall. I've got that ready. I've left this tail longer. Next up, I chose a 1.5 inch moss green dot with ivory, and it's really pretty. Again, nice and neutral, but it does pop on the magnolia. It pops on a lantern. Just really pretty for fall, something a little bit different. I'm gonna make a couple loops right on top of that stripe. Leave that tail longer as well. Now I'm ready for my piece of cloth covered wire to hold it all together. I'm gonna take it right where I've laid my hand, and I'm gonna go right where those two stems meet, where that bend is. So majority is gonna go up, a little bit's gonna go down, so kind of go right there in the middle. Make sure you have both stems in that wire. And now you're ready just to tie it in a knot. And before I show you, before I twist it onto this wreath, I'm going to show you what I would do for the lantern. So this way is the way that it goes on a wreath with the tails hanging down longer. If you're going to put it on the lantern, you want the tails to come down the lantern. So the whole thing would have to flip. So you tie your bow on there like normal, but these long tails need to come down. And I'll always post a picture of what it looks like on the lantern, but I'm just going to show you real quick. You would want to twist it on, and then you're going to want to manipulate everything. So you're going to want to bring those shorter tails up and make sure those longer tails are down. But again, look how pretty it is, just kind of set on there really quickly. It just looks so nice on a lantern or a wreath. So I'm going to finish up by putting it on the wreath. Move those back down. I'm going to go right onto this wreath, twist it on with that wire I used to tie everything together. Okay. All right, now I'm going to cut those ends and move some stuff around. So I want to bring, I always like to have a little floral in the middle of my bow, so I'm going to bring just a little of that cotton patch stem forward. I'm going to bring some magnolia leaves back to the front as well, just because they're so pretty and they mix so well. Again, down here, just bring a little of that stem into the middle of the bow. And then mess with these tails over here too. So that one, I'm going to kind of go that way. And this green one that's a little bit longer, I'm going to let that hang down here, kind of mix in with the floral. And it just looks so pretty. So this is another neutral swag option we've made. It's really pretty. When you go online, you can buy the kit. Go to shopdeeslouisville.com. You'll get the 2 stems, the 2 ribbons you need. You can buy the magnolia wreath separately, but it's just so pretty, and it's a nice, fresh take on fall.